don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Why can't we remember a goddamn thing from last night? Because we obviously had a great fucking time.
All right, we're here.
This is the awkward beginning to episode 3.
Yes. Jason's here.
Jason, I'm
Wait,
always
you're Jason. You guys should say your own name
Jason.
so people can identify the name with the voice.
I'm Jason, and I'm doing this loudly to see if I can just max out the waveform the whole time, and I can. All right.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's the asshole guest host who wasn't supposed to speak up yet. You're off the show.
All right, we've totally lost our intro.
Yeah, we have. This is okay, though.
What are we starting with?
We're starting with this.
Okay.
Well, we started with me introducing myself.
Okay.
The dick in the corner introducing himself. You haven't said a word yet.
I've said.
Well, you've said a lot of
I've
words,
said a
but
lot
you
of
haven't
words.
done what you're supposed to do yet.
I would be Chris.
Would you be?
I would be.
If you were Chris, you would be Chris.
Yes.
But who are you otherwise?
I'm Chris.
Okay.
The man in the corner is shaking his head, embarrassed to be here.
A little bit. I'm a little embarrassed. I'm starting to regret this.
You should.
I'm special guest Mike. There's nothing special about me.
SG Mike.
This is why we are practicing.
No, this is going to be every week, whether
This is
we
going
like
to
it
be
or
every
not.
week.
Yeah, this is what we
Until
do.
we establish
If you had listened
format.
to the links I had sent you the first couple times.
I listened to the first 10 minutes of your show.
Of the first
Oh,
one?
no, the second one.
Of the second one? With the intro that I had?
Did you get to Edward James Olmos?
I got the intro, and no, I didn't get the Edward James.
If you didn't get to Edward James Olmos, you missed the beginning.
No,
Yes.
I listened to you guys talk about switching the name of your show
See, that's
because you didn't
You
like
got
the
to get
word.
past that.
that's all the stuff.
And I went,
That's
why am I listening to this? And then I showed up this week.
that is where Jason failed because that should have been edited out.
No, I told you I wasn't editing anything out. These are all test recordings just for the fuck of it. We're not editing shit. This is straight through to live. This is so we can
This is
test.
raw. This is real.
This is It's raw and it's real. It's that damn thing. That damn thing raw.
Uncut, unedited,
Uncensored.
full frontal. What?
The podcast. The podcast they don't want you to hear.
That damn thing full frontal.
Exposed. That damn thing exposed.
See what happens when we go behind the curtain.
Behind the mic. I'm that damn thing
Wait, we gotta define Mike.
This is going to be like a bad
Mike
VH1
as in
show.
Rophone.
This is a bad VH1 show where we're doing like behind the music.
You know what? That would have been a great, like, just a character name. My name is Mike Rophone.
But everyone just calls me Rophone.
Mike R. Ophone. That's his name.
Ophone.
Because it could just be phones. That would, yeah.
Ophone. I like
Yeah,
Ophone.
welcome to our insanity. Is it enjoyable? Are you having a good time?
I don't think I'm leaving.
Well, fuck off. See you later.
I'm his ride.
You gotta take me home then if he leaves.
Oh.
So I'm stuck here for as long as this takes.
You live so far away.
I know. Is your chicken nugget box still here from last week?
Maybe.
I really hope there's no chicken nuggets in there because they might have hatched by now.
Why would a nugget hatch?
I know.
It's empty.
Okay.
I did not know it was still there.
Okay.
Now I know. Now it's right there.
Okay, it'll be there next week.
Next week it'll have moved 8 inches to its right.
You know, every time I look behind Chris, it looks like Electro's just staring a hole through your head.
He's looking at him longingly.
Fucking am creeped out now.
Should I turn his lights on for you?
No, just turn him around.
Face the wall, Jamie Foxx.
I don't like looking into his eyes.
Oh, God. Anyways, alright, well, this is exciting.
So, how's your day been? I see you haven't gotten dressed yet.
I put a
Full
shirt
frontal. What?
What is that damn thing?
Oh my god.
No, I put a shirt on.
And we thank you for
It
that.
is appreciated.
I appreciate you guys showing up clothed as well. This will never be a clothing option on the podcast.
What if it's one of those days where it's like 102 out? You know I'm out keeping the shirt on.
Oh, that's why we don't record outdoors.
What if we do a live from...
on location?
Yes.
Oh, well, on location, we have moved from Jason's basement to Jason's backyard.
To buy the pool. Wait, I could set like the laptop up on like a floaty thing and we can be in the pool.
If you want to risk your laptop, be my guest.
That's the work one.
Sorry, boss. I dropped it in the pool.
I need to buy a new $1,800 laptop. This one got some water on it.
Well, I got so drunk I don't remember what happened.
No, I don't have that problem. You okay?
Cats.
Ow.
That's are you okay? Cats.
Fine, I feel like clawing my skin off because of your cats. Does it make feel
Hey,
better?
you came. No one asked you.
No, actually, Chris did.
Oh, and I did multiple times. Outside of those two people, no one asked.
Except for us.
Except for the only two
Who
people that make
repeatedly
decisions.
asked you. Whoa, that's a lot of wave for that.
Chris, you were really obsessed with that wave.
That's the most out of that line right there, out of context, the most confusing thing. Whoa, that's a lot of waveform.
Would you splice this? Can you put it like right after we were talking about you possibly being naked? Can you talk about your wave?
That's a lot of waveform. No, I'm not editing it.
It's going to be edited to sound like that the episode of The Simpsons where they Homer was being charged with sexual harassment,
Yes.
and they edited it.
Oh yeah,
Like the prosecuting attorney edited the video, but you could see like the clock in the background's jumping
The
around.
clock in the
back and
background, the
forth.
location's changing.
Yeah, it's so obvious that it's just out of context. And
Oh god,
that may have been the last time I watched The Simpsons.
it's been quite a while.
Yeah.
I watch it on FXX from time to time, but I haven't purposely watched a new episode on Fox.
I think I watched
years.
the Treehouse of Horror.
The Tree Horse of Howard.
The Tree Horrors of Howard.
The Tree Horse of Howard. That sounds like a poorly titled porn. What are you watching? I'm watching The Tree Horse of Howard. The Three Horse of
Don't make fun of my speech impediment.
Stop it. Turn it just a little because you like focused one of the lights like in the circle right at my face. Oh, God.
Any of this get edited out?
Fuck no.
Curious.
No,
Not at
that's
all.
the whole thing.
The most editing I'm going to do is what I did last week. Intro to the front, start at the 25-second mark with the show, and roll on. Let it go.
I feel sorry for all your one-view listeners.
Hey,
And by one,
Hey.
I mean me.
hey, my last test one I threw on YouTube, 7 views.
Wait a minute.
I am afraid.
Wait a minute.
Do you get paid for that? What's
No.
the minimum for you to get paid on YouTube?
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Demand your 7 cents.
Thousands.
Wait,
Thousands.
are you telling me the Wild is actually listening to these?
I
thought you set these to like private or
No,
something.
I didn't ever bother.
Why would you put it private? You gotta throw this embarrassment out there for all the
Exactly.
years.
Yeah, now I am embarrassed.
What's more weird is because it's just my Gmail account for my YouTube. When I was at MATC, still in 2012, I had a speaking class, or whatever, where you did record speeches and upload the videos. My first speech assignment has 21 views. I don't know why. Like, people have been watching that thing off and on for years.
It would be better if I went back and looked. It has 21,000 views.
Yeah, 21 was amazing enough, you know. But no, episode 2 test, and I tag each one with, that damn podcast episode 2 test, you know. And,
What are people searching to find you?
well, if you search for podcast, you'd find it.
I'm guessing you're not page
We're not
one.
near the top.
No,
That's
no.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What are people doing to find you? And then
Yeah.
6 people went, I want to listen to this.
Well, I'd like to hope maybe it was me twice,
I did one.
You did one.
Well, I did once.
You did once.
Okay, well, that's 4 right off the bat.
3 more people outside of us listen to the second. That's more than I ever imagined.
Well,
Nobody liked it. But nobody disliked it. Nobody downvoted it.
For this next one, I am going to like it. Just because, just to be our first like.
You know what? This is going to be the most record-breaking one you ever had. 7 people.
8 people.
8 people.
8 views. And I got news for you. It's because you're a special guest.
Yeah. Put us over the top.
There's going to be a public outcry to have me on every episode.
There will be that one extra one because Mike's mom listened to it.
Hey, Mom, check
If my mom knew how to turn on a computer, I'd be shocked.
I'm a podcast star.
See, what's great is when you become big and famous, you get to let people listen to this stuff, and they'll go, how the fuck did that happen?
This will become the early years.
The early years. This will be on the first DVD collection. This will be the bonus content.
Yeah. Uncut, unedited, that damn thing raw. Yeah, we're back there now.
All right, now that we've come full circle.
Yeah, we're good at coming full circle every week.
Oh my god, it sounds bad.
We're good at coming. I said coming full circle, not coming in a circle. If you can come in a circle, that would just be impressive.
You might be able to get a job.
Flow control.
Is that like the smoke rings?
Okay,
you're playing ring toss.
No, my first thought was Gandalf in Lord of the Rings when he makes the ship with I want to see that.
It's a bird.
You know what? It could be like the Rorschach things. What do you see?
I see a girl with daddy problems.
Oh my god. Alright, well, I don't even know what's happening.
Oh, that's 12 minutes. Somebody's going to get back to their lives.
I know. That's been the amazing thing. Every time we're just sitting there just talking, and go, well, we've been talking for an hour and 35 minutes.
Time to shut it down.
I suppose we can wrap this up.
Oh my god.
Now, this is where we are just talking. There is no structure or format.
We're still working on the format thing.
I told Chris what you should do for format.
Yeah, right now
you let me produce.
Right now, it's just being comfortable with doing this.
Yeah, well, comfortable doing it, making sure we can make it a regular thing, which so far we're 3 for 3, which is fantastic. And making sure, well, the first thing was, can we fill time? I believe we've established we are capable of filling time.
I think what you should do is whenever people come over, you should just turn it on, don't tell anybody, and just use that. Because
that's all.
The crap that comes out of our mouths is always the good stuff when there's no mic.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's like from now on, it's like, hey guys, want to come over to watch a football game? Just hit the mic, hide it somewhere, and just let it go.
Well, because that was part of the original
thought process of doing
the impetus of this is, we have lunch regularly, and every once in a while you have just those moments or those jokes that you're just laughing at. And all you need to be able to do is if you can capture that, if you can record that. It was like the shelving comment for food. You lost it. And we just have to be able to capture those moments, and that's entertaining.
Well, and they happen frequently, so we're not exactly worried about having to capture.
Yeah, but I think you lose some of the spontaneity of it.
Right.
When you sit down like this, you lose that spontaneity. I mean, we're getting some nice joke, but when you bust out that one line that nobody was expecting you to say, and everybody's in tears for the next 3.5 minutes, which would just make good radio listen to us crying.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. It's like I was sitting there, I was listening back to test number 2, and while I was playing some video games, and I just was listening to it on my phone, I ended up listening to it for like 45 minutes, because I found it entertaining. Go figure. The content I recorded, I found entertaining.
Go figure. I found myself amazing.
I am my own best demographic.
I enjoy listening to myself talk.
Yeah.
Well, that was our goal, though. After listening to so many different podcasts, we could do one that we'd probably like listening to, because if we like listening to us, god damn it, somebody else.
There's an
I got
audience
news
for
for you.
everything.
I don't like listening.
Well, fuck off and die. If you don't like it, don't listen to the show. Click on the link, download it if once we find, but then just hit mute. I don't fucking care.
We need you.
I don't.
We need you to like, favorite, tell a friend, rate and review. But you
Download.
don't have to listen.
I got
have
news
to
for you.
listen.
I will never tell anybody I have participated in this.
Why?
For fear of backlash.
Why? Come on.
Just wait until you're back next week.
This is true. I won't like it.
See? 2 weeks in a row. You're off the next 4 Saturdays? Well, then, holy shit, you're going to go from special guest host to
Returning guest,
recurring role. Reprising his role from last week.
regular.
Series regular now. You can be upgraded.
You are now in the opening credits.
Oh. You're going to supplant our original opening credits star who hasn't made an appearance because he's a douche. Yeah, I said it, and when you listen to this fucker... James, the asshat we work with, who's supposed to be here every week and keeps coming up with reasons to not attend.
Look, I don't care about anybody you work with.
Well, you would, because
I know the guy you sit next to me is the guy you work with. I don't care about anybody.
he's an interesting character.
You know what we realized today while we were eating lunch? 20 years we've known each other.
Yeah.
How sad is it that this guy's been living off my crumbs for 20 years?
Based on your current appearance, I believe you've never missed a crumb.
Yeah, based on Chris's appearance, he's never gotten a crumb.
Clearly, you're collecting his and yours.
That was a non-true statement.
I have been dragging you through life, making you who you are.
I'm still stuck on the crumb statement.
Without you, he's half the man you are. With you, he's half
That
the man
is
you
a
are.
factual statement. I am half the
You are
man.
half the man he is.
Are we half?
I weigh like 150 pounds.
Yes.
Oh, we're well past half.
Half in a Merlin.
We are like, let's see,
What, are you pushing 3 Merlins? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I might be pushing close to 4. How much was a Merlin?
It was like 130.
Yeah, probably about 3 then.
Holy fuck, man.
Yeah, I'm fat, we get it.
Well, I'm fat, but Jesus. Yeah, I'm a little over a double Merlin.
You're like a 1.3 Merlin.
Yeah.
1.1.
A little over 1.
And all your viewers are going, what?
What the
A
fuck
Merlin
is
is
a
a
Merlin?
measurement of weight. It's like stone, but Milwaukee.
Just look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah, but Wikipedia.
One Merlin is on Wikipedia. Would be great.
I'll make a fucking article on Wikipedia. Merlin as a measurement of weight.
Hey, how old's your last Wikipedia? And it go. It was taking
It
down
lasted
like 2
like
days.
12
Yeah.
hours. When I edited the Slurdy Bartfest Wikipedia page to add the info about my D&D character.
they took it down within 12 hours.
If I screenshot of that, I gotta find that.
Was Slarty the guy that just wanted people to love him?
No, that was Butch Christian.
Oh, that was Butch Christian. Okay.
He did what?
Slarty was just the asshole that killed everyone.
Went to prison.
That's right.
And we didn't try to get him out.
No, you did.
No, BP did.
Yeah, BP did.
Yeah.
Slarty was always under the impression the world revolved around him because most of the time it seemed to. I was running into places, getting us into trouble, getting arrested, going to prison. That's how BP became.
We don't want to,
closer.
guys. We don't want to go down the D&D
No,
trail. That's like 8 hours worth of material
So
that nobody cares about.
there's somebody that don't care about it.
Dude, I was there, and I almost don't care about it.
It's like, no shit. You were changing characters every 3 fucking weeks. That's why you don't remember who your character was.
All my
anymore.
characters were awesomely epic.
Sure. Yeah, I've read it the last fucking week or so. D&D quotes have been a big thing. Out of context D&D quotes are getting popular.
Are they?
It's becoming popular to be a role player again. So all the tabletop.
Okay,
game
first of all, it was never popular to be a role player.
shit. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was.
No.
Well,
In a certain circle of people.
in a certain circle of people that are not popular.
But nowadays it's popular to be weird and off kilter.
yeah, 20 years after we were, in the right realm to be part of
Yeah,
it.
we were born too late. Or too early. Something like that. I don't fucking know. So anyways, what the fuck else is up, man?
I don't know, I'm not getting any sleep anymore.
No?
No.
No,
I've given up on sleep.
You should stop spawning.
I plan on it.
Yeah. I planned on it.
You've taken care of that problem.
Yeah, I know. I took steps.
I just use the pull-up method now.
I tried that. It's boring. After like a month of that, I'm like, this sucks.
It does. It's the worst thing in the world.
It's not entertaining.
You're like, what was the point of this?
But
I could have done this without you. I didn't need you for this.
I don't want to put it over there. But you could practice using smoke ring.
Come here, honey. Put a chip on your chest.
SS Minnow. Oh, fucking Christ.
The balance has changed and the topics have changed. You're dragging us down, man.
All right, I'll just sit here quietly.
Hey, stop talking.
Let me see where the experts bring this show.
The experts?
There are no experts.
Where are they?
We're 33 minutes, 20 minutes in, and we haven't talked about anything.
Well, we were going to start with this week's Tale of Woe.
Yes, what is your tale of woe
this week's Tale of Woe? My hot water heater no longer deciding to hold water. This went way worse than I think I told you about. So I didn't get a chance to tell you the Tale of Woe.
No,
Mr. Mike.
I saw it on Facebook a little bit.
So, was it Tuesday? Tuesday, I think so. Got up from work, came down here, threw in like a load of laundry or whatever. Perfectly fine, whatnot. 30 minutes later, I come down here again because I had to reset my Uverse box because it was being retarded. So I had to open up the door here because it's right outside the wall there. And so I come down here, I open up the door, and then all I hear is this loud, like, whooshing sound. Just constantly. I'm like, that's different. I don't recall a whooshing in my basement. But so I'm standing here at the door, and I'm looking at the furnace and water heater area going, is the furnace, is the fan going? Is it just exceptionally loud and I never noticed? No, I don't think so. Jesus fucking Christ.
Is your wife murdering your children upstairs?
It's possible. These are the reasons we'll be getting actual audio equipment, so that kind of stuff that you will hear on this microphone now, you will not hear in the future. And to prevent this from getting any louder.
See, what we should have done is we should have acted like it wasn't there, so people are constantly going, are there ghosts in that house?
It's a ghost in the machine.
No. Yeah, once we get the actual legit microphones, it's like 100% noise.
Anyways,
continue. So I'm standing there, and it's this like ridiculously loud, like whooshing sound, like just.
It doesn't sound like a whoosh.
Yeah, well, or whatever you want to call it. It was a first time ghost going. Whoosh. Are you scared?
Scared. Boo.
Good job. No. So I'm like, okay, this noise is new. All right. I'm standing there listening to the noise. About 30 seconds. I decided, like, okay, hearing a new noise. I'm standing there rolling through my senses. I'm like, okay, hearing new sound. All right. I sniff. I smell gas.
That's always a good smell.
I'm like, I should not be smelling gas. Why do I smell gas? I'm like, okay.
That's just a bad thing at any time.
No, yeah. So I'm like, my mental checklist is just rolling down, going, okay, new loud whooshing sound. I don't know if it's good or bad, but not terrible. Smelling gas. That's bad. Okay, they could be correlated. No idea yet. So I'm listening. All right, smelling gas, whooshing sound. Interesting. So looking at the water heater in the furnace, don't know what could be going on. I hear water running. I'm like, okay, water's trickling, water's running. That's different. So I look over at the sewer grate in the floor. I'm like, all right, yeah, because that's where the furnace drains to. Okay, and the washing machine was going as well. So I'm like, okay, I should be hearing water. I look down at the floor. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of water there. Why is it coming up this way? Why is it around all the boxes on the floor? I'm like, that's different. All right, excessive lot of water.
Wait a minute, wait.
Sound.
When did panic set in?
No, not yet.
Right now, it's just quizzical.
We're not at panic yet. I'm still establishing the scene.
Well, jeepers, golly gee whiz.
And I'm literally just standing here going, and it's taking just as long as I'm describing. Like, this wasn't like 10 seconds of realization. I'm investigating at this point. I'm like, okay, puddle, puddle, really big puddle. All right. Look back over at the water heater. Exceptionally large puddle. Look down, see like movement. I'm like, aha, movement. Look down, just a faucet coming like right out of the bottom water heater. At that point, I go, faucet, whooshing sound, gas pouring in the basement, pilot light out, trying to start. Oh my God! that was where panic set in.
Panic sets in when house might blow. Got it.
Yes.
You need to write out this equation.
Yeah. Whooshing plus gas plus water plus puddle plus motion equals panic.
Equals boom.
Boom. So,
and there's like burning bodies flying out of the explosion.
So at that point, that's where panic set in, and then I went to call. I had my cell phone out because I was looking at the flashlight. I just quick dialed Lisa on the phone. She answered, like, get down to the basement. She's like, why? I'm like, just get down here now. You know. At that point, I'm moving shit all over the place. I'm going over, stepping in the water. It's it's surprisingly warm. It was comfortable. Usually you have bottle.
I enjoyed it. I was the panic kind of went away.
Usually you step in a puddle of water in your basement. It's ice cold. This was warm. I'm like, huh. Well, at this point, I'm looking okay. So I shut the pilot light.
Jason
off.
just kind of sits out of the water. Just uses it like a pool.
I'm just gonna chill here for a minute and
gather my thoughts. So I shut the pilot light off, and whooshing went away. I was like, okay, I've removed the whoosh. So,
how do you turn off the pilot light on your hot water heater?
this one had a knob that went to off.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll have to go home and check.
When it now hit the off button.
Yeah, and so I turned off the pilot, so it went up. Great, fantastic. Water was still going. I'm looking at this thing. At this point, Lisa calls her mom. Lisa's mom's like, turn off the water to the whole house. I'm like, that's retarded. It's January. All of the pipes will freeze. That's not happening. This is not an option. I'm like, where's the water shut off for the fucking water heater? I can't see it. It's like, it should be right above the fucking water heater. I can't see it anywhere. Well, Lisa, being a 5'1" only, could see underneath the steel beam. It's right at the top of the back of the beam where I can't see it because that's right in front of my face. And even when I looked down, I couldn't see it. So I got up there and used like a pipe wrench to turn the fucking water
that
off.
Been turned in years.
Yeah, it's never been turned off.
Those are the kind of things, like all those little like valves,
Yeah.
like once a year or something, and we're probably not the worst idea.
Yeah, just to go in there and turn it both ways. But so got it shut down. Went and got the new water heater on Thursday night. We installed it. I discovered after all of that water escaping my water heater, that was apparently 5% of the 40 gallons of water that was inside of it.
Really?
Because it took a good 40 minutes for this water heater to fucking drain. Me and my dad are standing there. We turned it on with, all right, shouldn't take too long. Because, it's heavy as fuck, and I wasn't going to carry it full of water out of my basement.
Why not?
Because it's heavy as fuck.
Oh, okay.
And they're heavy enough on their own. My new one was 132 pounds in the box.
That's a Merlin.
Yeah, it weighed 1 Merlin. Yes. The new water heater was 1 Merlin exactly, And so, yeah, like 40 minutes it took to drain the fucking water heater. We opened the spigot at the bottom all the way. We tried tipping it, didn't speed it up, set it back down. I'm like, all right, so I guess we're just going to stand here and watch.
So this is warm?
It had waves of rustiness. Like, sure. I don't know what the inside of it, where it rusted out, because it would start rusty, it'd be rusty for 30 seconds, be clear for 10 minutes. All of a sudden, wave of rustiness would come. And then it would do that, and the final vat, it was just brown goo. It was like shit coming out of it. All the sludge was finally draining out of it. But what was so hilarious, I'm like, where was it leaking from? Not the bottom. It was coming out of the bottom of the water heater, but I was talking to my dad, he's like, the leak must have been somewhere way at the top. So the water was in like the canister, but not inside the tank necessarily. So yeah, it was the most confusing water leak ever. Because yeah, it leaked. It was running on my floor for a half hour, 45 minutes on the day that it broke. It took another 40 minutes of purposeful drainage to get it empty. It's horrible.
Well,
so that's a water heater.
There's one positive that has come from this.
I got a new water heater?
No, if I have ever a problem with my hot water heater, I know how to call.
Except now call me.
Because I know what the answer will be to what do I do?
Yeah, well, like we talked about, it's like the first thing I did is I'm standing there after Lisa's called her mom and she had the stupid idea, turn off the water main. I'm like, nope, that's not an acceptable response. So I called my dad. I call my parents. My dad answers. I go, "Hey, so what do you know about water heaters?" His first answer is, "Well, I replaced mine a couple years ago." I said, correct
This
answer.
is what I realized is any one of us could probably call our dads, and they didn't know the answer to most questions.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this: when your kid's 18, based on your knowledge now,
Yep.
they're going to ask you the same questions.
Well, and
you're going to go,
and I'll go,
ooh.
well, no, I'll go. I did replace a water heater once, but back in my, I was 33 in 2015, and I had to replace my water heater, and I called your grandfather, and he knew how to replace his, and so I helped. He helped me replace mine, and now you called your father, and I'll help you replace
over the
yours.
next, 15 to 20 years, this is when we are gathering old man knowledge.
Yes, we're at our peak. We're at our peak father knowledge game.
First of all,
time.
who really expects me to live 15 more years?
Out of the three of us, I think I've got the shortest expected.
Well, that's just because you seem to be on death's door.
Well, because you have died several times. So your life expectancy ended several years ago.
I'm just living on borrowed time.
It's been good times, man.
Well, I have cat lives.
Right.
I just keep burning them. I think I got 5 left.
You regenerated like the doctor.
Exactly. Except I look the same every time.
Yeah, well,
I'm always a ginger. I have the opposite problem.
that is a genetic.
He always wants to
In
be
both
ginger.
cases, that is a genetic flaw.
Yeah, I have like a Time Lord flaw. I keep regenerating to the same body. God damn it. Still a ginger.
Damn it, when am I going to be good looking?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Can I be pretty once? At least a little lighter. Fuck me.
That's
I
a
like
little
to be,
segue. I got a question for you. I know you're
like a
Jason,
Merlin.
You're a big Doctor Who guy, so maybe
Yes.
you can answer this. Chris, I don't think you have any knowledge.
Not so much. Vague.
He knows what it is.
Okay, so
I was planning on wearing a TARDIS shirt before, but it's not.
so for the whole season that we just went through, they've
yeah.
been hinting at Jenna Coleman was leaving the show.
Yep, and then she's not.
Yes. Now, was this a rumor that someone just threw out there,
Yeah, pretty
or
much.
was this something the studios let out? And because I was wondering, what a way to make people kind of pay attention a little bit.
I don't think they really needed people to pay attention because
Well,
A, it's Doctor Who and everyone's going to pay attention, and B, they had a new Doctor, so even more people are going to pay attention.
Wait, what's the actress's name?
Jenna Coleman.
Yeah, who's that?
British.
Clara.
They're all British.
The current
chicks.
companion
Who's
of the show.
Clara?
She's
the
the
current-
companion.
Nobody's
She's-
paying attention.
she's hot.
If you don't like Doctor Who, you're not paying attention.
You're right, exactly.
No, actually, if you don't like Doctor Who, you're still paying attention because the chicks are always hot and wearing very tight or skimpy clothes.
Not always.
The last couple,
Well, Jenna, her character, she's a school teacher, so she more often than not dresses like a school teacher.
not always. I mean, her dresses are still.
That's it more often than not.
But because I was thinking about this, I said because you watched the whole season, and the whole season,
Maybe I do recognize her.
the whole season, they kept hinting at the Doctor might be finding a new companion. He's always talking to people about all the time and space you can see and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think what happened is someone put this rumor out there that she was leaving, and I think the producer said, "We're just going to run with this."
Hey,
I think they just
that's a better job of cropping.
I think they just said they're just going to run with this
I can top that.
and kind of make everybody think that we're getting rid of her. We have zero intention of getting rid of her, but we're going to just let everybody think that we're going to get rid of her. And they even got rid of her in the last episode, saying that she wasn't going to win, and then the very next episode she was back. That's my Doctor Who for the little bit.
You know what that's also called? Marketing.
Her one.
Hey now.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Very much pre-Who.
For those not knowing what's going on,
Yeah,
we're
right.
looking at naked pictures of Jenna Coleman.
Yeah, for the audio podcast.
For the audio podcast, we're once again looking at pictures. Eventually, at some point in the show, Chris will gesture to the microphone as though it's watching it.
Yeah, but don't worry. We will add the link to the show notes.
Really? Are you typing them up?
No, you're gonna have to.
We're going to have to get like a... what the fuck's the people that sit in the courtroom and record?
Court reporter.
No, but...
Stenographer.
Stenographer, there you go. Word is escaping me. We need one of those for our podcast. We hire one.
Except none of us could read it. Have you ever seen what a stenographer actually writes?
Yeah, it's all
Super shorthand.
funky shorthand.
That's the only people that can read it are the stenographer. Who
I
wrote
mean,
it.
it's like those machines only have like 18 keys or something like
I think
that.
they're missing like all vowels.
So, we'll make do.
Please read that back to us.
Yeah.
Start stop. It like sound like in Wayne's World, they're trying to order from the donuts, but they get his order perfectly right, anyways. Fucking A. So, anyways, well, yeah, that was your weekly Doctor Who minute.
Sorry, you brought Doctor Who. It was a question I wanted to ask you for a while.
Who brought up Doctor Who?
You did. He did. No, he did.
I did?
We were talking about being a ginger.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, yeah, all your Doctor Lives and the regeneration. and
All
stuff.
right, good times.
Okay. That was only like 3 minutes ago. We're already forgetting what we're talking about.
So I'm going to see a movie tonight.
What are you going to go see?
Taken 3.
Taken 3.
Dude, I'm going to American Sniper if you're going.
We're going to see American Sniper 2, but Taken 3 is tonight.
American Sniper 2? I thought the
No,
first
that's
one
American
was...
Sniper as well. There was
if you
no-
had a choice.
I wanted to see we wanted to go see a movie tonight. B, last night was looking for tickets for American Sniper. The good showings, like the reserve seats, were already gone for American Sniper.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Taken
why.
3, the actual reviews I read of it is really not bad, and it also is the number 1 movie.
Oh, I understand. No, I'm not saying that you don't want to see.
By that.
But
I want to
see
see
a choice.
American Sniper.
American Sniper would be my first.
No, yeah, I'm going to try and see that one maybe on like Tuesday or something. For like
I've
$5.
heard mixed things about American Sniper.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that-
there's a lot of mixed reviews.
Oh,
like,
wow.
well, like Bradley Cooper is amazing.
Yeah,
in the
that's
movie.
what I heard.
But the actual movie itself is
Yeah.
kind of meh. Well, and I was reading, it's like the book that Chris Cow
I've read
wrote.
the book.
It's like kind of disjointed. It doesn't. It's not a. It's a bunch of like stories that don't connect to each other. That's what I.
It's not a.
It's not a continuous start to finish.
It's
story.
not a through narrative.
So they kind of had to make that for the movie.
Okay.
So and it's I was a lot of the reviews I read the same thing. It's like Clint Eastwood's directorial style or whatever is kind of meh in the movie.
It's just weird because I really
as,
like Clint Eastwood.
It's not as phenomenal as his other movies, but
Okay.
Bradley Cooper does such a good job. He kind of makes up for any flaws that the movie might have had, anyways.
Is he going to get nominated for another Oscar?
Oh, yeah. Well, he
you know
is
what?
twice.
Oh,
Remember we talked about this. He's been nominated for 4 Oscars in the past 3 years.
I don't know. They're saying. I mean, I know it's January 14th or 15th now. They're already
17th,
saying that he's the front runner for the best actor
Really?
for this role.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm sure. Well, he's phenomenal. And
They have no idea how good anybody else is going to be in any other movie,
Yeah.
and they said he's going to be the front runner the entire year.
yeah. Well, he's nominated for the Oscar for Best Actor.
Well, I mean, it'll be.
and he's nominated as for Best.
This is a 2014 movie.
Yes,
isn't
it came out last
Oh,
year.
okay.
Yeah, so it'll be for this coming
Oh,
Oscar.
okay.
So-
Oh, that's why movies like this get released in December
Mhm.
because it's prime Oscar season. Like, movies that get released in like last February and shit don't ever get even
Right.
if they're really good.
Just look, Taken 3 came out in January of 2015.
Yeah.
When Oscar talks start next year, it
Well,
will
A-
not even be
Well,
referenced.
Well, first of all, there's probably
Hey,
a reason
hey,
for that.
It doesn't matter how good it would be. Taken 3 would never get because
No.
it's not the kind of movie that was made.
But
But
again,
it's
that's why
Taken
it's-
3 an Oscar-worthy film. The consideration it would get would be so negligible compared to everything that comes out in December.
correct. Because it's coming out in
Yeah.
January,
Yeah,
February.
the only thing that can hold a flame to that is the summer blockbusters.
But even they get completely ignored.
Well, that's because they're comic book movies and they don't like.
Right,
no.
they're the big budget, big box office movies.
Box
not
office movies
necessarily-
never make the Oscars, and that's why I fucking hate.
Well,
them
Marvel,
anymore.
you just made more money than anyone else this entire year. No
But
Oscar nominations for you.
I think was it all the Marvel movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, Winter Soldier, Days of Future Past. Even though it's not a Marvel produced movie,
correct.
all 3 of those based on
Well,
Marvel
billion-dollar
properties.
movies this year.
They've all been nominated for Oscars in
Yeah.
special effects.
Special
Yeah, they
effects.
always get special effects stuff. Yeah.
Well,
but-
a lot of people were upset when what was it, Dark Knight Rises that wasn't nominated.
Right.
The only one it got was Heath Ledger.
That's the Dark
and
Knight.
the Dark Knight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was just that Heath Ledger got it, and that a lot of people say if he didn't die, he wouldn't even have gotten that.
Well, he would have gotten nominated.
We were just looking at this the other day, and I actually looked up the list of who else was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I think he might have won anyways because the list was kind of paltry, like that he was compared against.
Mhm.
But yeah, him dying. I said it
Pretty
was
much.
the nail in the coffin for him winning that award. Yeah,
That's a joke in poor taste, sir.
I exist in nothing but poor taste. So, anyways, but yeah, I want to see Taken 3 tonight.
Okay.
And, I was reminded because I saw online. Well, I remember when it happened after Taken 2 came out. Liam Neeson was interviewed and asked him if he'd ever do a Taken 3. He's like, his quote is literally, I don't think I can do it Taken 3. If she gets taken again, that's just bad parenting. But you know what? Taken 3, and they rewrote the movie because the story of this movie is his wife gets murdered, and he gets framed for it.
Yeah.
So then he goes on the run to clear his own name.
Yeah.
Apparently, after this movie, he's open to doing a Taken 4.
Oh, okay.
Really?
That's good.
Well, you know why? They paid him $20 million to do Taken 3.
I don't know. We got $20 million. All right.
All right, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring here. I will do Taken 4 for $250,000.
I'm going to beat you out and go. I'm going to go. I will do it for free. You're going to put me in the movie? Yeah, I'll do it for free.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let's just clarify. As the star,
Oh yeah.
as the lead actor.
Actually, no. You can have me as the guy that brings Liam Neeson coffee. Where I go, here you go, sir. And that's my entire line. I would be very happy.
I would do one of those for free, but if I was going to be starting the movie, you're going to have to fucking pay me something because I'm taking time off.
Really?
That's it. Because to take that amount of time
I'd lose my job.
off of work, you would lose your job.
To take
But if
3
you
months,
get,
I couldn't take 3 months off work.
you become a SAG member and you can get their
Not
insurance.
necessarily.
Yeah,
Right,
anybody
yeah.
with spoken words.
Yeah.
All you have to have is one spoken line in a movie, and you're a SAG member, and you get SAG insurance.
Take the Terry Funk approach.
That's right. I was just remembered the Terry Funk approach. Yeah.
Through the 80s, Terry Funk would do, like, once a year or something, would do, like, a movie.
First off, you know what Terry Funk is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the legendary professional wrestler, Terry Funk.
Is that pretty much what the Undertaker's doing?
No.
Once a year, they polish him off for WrestleMania.
Well, no, he
It's
would
not at all what we're talking
he would
about.
do, Terry Funk would do a
Movies.
movie in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
At one point he got his SAG card, and he'd do another one every year to keep it going, and he'd get health insurance.
Yep.
So even though he was wrestling 11 months out of the year, he was getting all his insurance because of his SAG card.
The great American actor.
Hey, well, I mean, he was in some of the better cheesy action movies of the 80s. I mean, you go back, like, I think he was in Over the Top.
It's very possible, but
You do not automatically become a member of SAG, by the way.
No?
You actually have to apply.
oh yeah, no.
I'm just saying, you don't just become a SAG
no,
member
but
because
to
you
be
have a spoken
what I meant
role.
is to be eligible, you have to have one.
Yes.
And what, like I'm saying is, your line could be, "Thank you, sir."
Actually.
And that's all it takes. It's like the best deal in the world. I've heard stories where they've had extras that weren't supposed to have lines that keep trying to like slip a line in there
Sure.
just so that they can have that too.
Just, yeah. And I don't blame him.
And every time the director's like, "Cut, no, don't say anything. Just give him his goddamn hotel room."
All right. When does it?
Literally, the steps to join are on SAG's website, and none of what you're saying is accurate. Just so you guys are aware. Just saying.
Well, you know what?
You literally just have a proof of employment. Any person qualifying through work as a background actor must have completed 3 days of work as a background actor. So you can be an extra and just do it for 3 days.
Oh, okay. I can do that. I can find a movie.
It has nothing to do with being a speaking role or anything
Oh,
like
I know.
that. How do I join? Legitimacy of application. Your application and proof of employment will be fully investigated by the union for validity. Your application for SAG after membership will be denied if you falsified your credentials or if your qualifying employment is not bona fide. While it is your responsibility to ascertain validity of your qualifying employment, the union will be sole arbiter. Basically, you can't just say, I'm making a movie, and then, like, the three of us couldn't go to Hollywood and say, we're making a movie, buy a camcorder, film the movie, and then
I like
making
to beg to differ. I believe that's how the Paranormal Activity movie started.
No.
They said, "We have a camera, let's start filming."
No, Oren Peli did a little bit more than that. But you and I couldn't start filming a movie, say we were making a movie, and then be film Chris for a week. Chris couldn't show up at SAG and go, "Oh well, here's the movie I did." They would go, "Yeah, no, that's not." They still arbitrarily decide your acceptance.
What if our movie makes $30 million?
Then they would probably say, "Yeah."
What if our movie makes $10?
Yeah. No.
Really? Because there's some Hollywood movies that didn't even make $10.
Oh, they all make something. They just lose money because of production values.
That's what I'm saying.
But they were put on by the studio. That's
What
the
if
thing.
we made
We're
$10?
being an independent filmmaker, you are not going to get a Screen Actors Guild membership.
Well, I wasn't really trying.
No, I know. I'm just saying. But everything you were saying was inaccurate, so I had to prove your inaccuracy and inadequacy. Because it's my show and his show, not your show. fucking special guest.
By the end of 4
You know
weeks,
what?
it'll be
Yeah.
my
Let's
show.
say keep coming back.
That'll be our show. Still.
So why did I just find out like a week ago that they made a sequel to Hot Tub Time Machine?
It hasn't been released yet, has it?
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
I
not.
didn't even
That's
know.
everybody but John Cusack is in it.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was happening
Hot Tub Time Machine.
until
2.
last
Where they,
last
go,
week.
where they go to the future, and then they...
It's aptly named Hot Tub Time Machine.
And I because
As bad as you would think a movie called Hot Tub Time Machine is going to be, this looks awful.
I
Hot
mean,
Tub Time Machine, the first one
No,
was
it's
awesome.
good. This one looks awful.
yeah, the first one is fantastic. The second one, I realized immediately that it was going to be bad because you look at the movie poster, and nobody needs to see Rob Corddry's big hairy nipple that big in the middle of the poster. It's just
Yeah, I have very little interest in seeing it.
Yeah, no.
I think what happened was the first one surprised people
oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
that they made that much money off of that movie, and said, "Well, we like they say, well, you made money. We're gonna have to make a sequel to it now."
Yeah, and John Cusack went, nah,
Nah.
I got money. And everybody else went, we like money.
Well, it's because everybody else in the movie is relatively nobody. You know, Craig Robinson and Rob Corddry and whoever the fuck that kid is.
I have no idea.
Exactly. So I saw earlier today, officially, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen will not be back for X-Men Apocalypse.
I saw
Not
that
that it's
one.
all that surprising, anyways, but it's kind of a bummer because Patrick Stewart at least was in the surprise ending for Days of Futures Past, but at the end when Scott and Jean are back, and,
Oh, yeah.
the very last scene where Wolverine comes back and the past had changed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the reason behind it makes sense.
Because Apocalypse is going to take place in the 80s anyways.
Right, and so Xavier and Magneto wouldn't look like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
But you got to love the fact that the apocalypse happens technically in the past, so you know everything's going to work out all right since there's a few.
Oh, but this is
Not
an alternate timeline.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they're doing an alternate timeline.
Did you see Days of Future Past?
Yeah, they fixed everything.
In that
In
timeline.
that timeline. But the other timeline still exists.
So they're going to completely ignore the other.
It's Fox. They've been fucking up the X-Men movies since the beginning. They just altered and
Fox.
changed.
We're going to ruin everything you like.
Well,
No, that's Sony.
everything is fixed until they screw it up again.
Yeah.
Just leave the fucking movie alone.
No, that's just how comic books work. That's why comics get retconned every 10
Yeah.
years.
Well, and speaking of Fox, you're not as up to speed on everything like we are constantly.
Yeah.
You know they're making.
I know.
You know they're
with
making.
my wife.
You know they're making it. I have a wife and 3 children. Shut the fuck up. And I'm way more ahead of the game than you are. So let's just get that out of the way, Mr. Excuses. So you're making a Deadpool movie, right?
Yes. Saw the trailer. Loved it.
That wasn't a trailer.
The
That wasn't even. That was test footage from like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
nothing.
It was
It was pre-vid stuff. But
They,
yes, it
should,
was
they
awesome.
should do everything like they did to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're officially making a Deadpool
Yeah.
movie.
Knew they were.
Last week, Marvel, and if you did not know this, Marvel has been, and we've talked about this, I think, on the show here. Marvel has been very expertly giving the middle finger to all the studios that own the film properties that they don't. Not that long ago, they canceled the Fantastic Four comic. In
Thank
advance.
God, because I'm hoping they cancel the Fantastic Four movie.
No, they already announced a date for the sequel.
I know.
It's fucking horrible. But
Did you say they
last.
announced the date for the sequel?
Yes.
No, I didn't see the name for it.
No, they
date.
released the date for the sequel.
Yeah.
When they better well know that the first one is going to suck.
Well, the first one hasn't even come out, and there's reports that they're doing reshoots right now because due to insider information, the movie is quote unquote a mess.
Yeah.
Good thing we got a sequel coming out.
Yeah. So
Maybe they'll throw a
Deadpool.
Silver Surfer in there.
So Deadpool, which by all accounts hopefully will be fantastic because that previous stuff was amazing and Ryan Reynolds is awesome.
Yep.
Born to be Deadpool. This week, Marvel announced, we're canceling the Deadpool comic and he's going to die with Deadpool 250 and then it'll be done. Marvel is going, you know what? All the comic properties that have film rights that we don't own, fuck it, we're going to kill all of them so there is no comic
Which is
thing
genius,
happen.
because when they go to make these movies, they'll probably make this one movie go, well, there's no point in doing it. So they might sell that back to Marvel, and Marvel will just go, All right, start making the comic
Well,
again.
That's exactly fucking right.
I mean, what other Marvel, big Marvel character was killed off in the comic books earlier this year or earlier last year? Wolverine.
Yep.
They killed him.
Death of Wolverine was a huge thing.
Real quick, how did they kill him?
Well, they took away his healing factor.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
So what ended up, the long story short, is it gets out that he doesn't have his healing factor anymore. So all his enemies come after him. They want to kill him.
Sabretooth get the final kill?
No, I forget the specifics, but in the end, he ends up covered in molten adamantium, and he's now like this big metal statue.
So he's still alive.
No, he's dead.
He's still alive. He's going to bust out the adamantium statue, and he's going to be like, "Oh, I'm okay."
But isn't his body now like a point of contention then in the comics after that?
Is his body destroyed?
Well,
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But they'll figure out.
Oh,
a
yeah,
way.
eventually.
You
Yeah.
know,
Once Marvel regains the rights to the X-Men, Wolverine will come back to life.
You know, it's going to be something really stupid, like right before the molten hit him, his healing factor came back, and it was keeping him alive while he was inside this cocoon.
It'll be some goofy comic thing that it will be.
And everybody will go, okay.
Yeah, well, it's good. Comics have been doing it since Superman died the first time. That was the first major death, and now everybody kills each other constantly and brings it back in a different thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Deadpool, no more comics, you know.
So, I don't know if any of you guys are excited. See the Ghost in the Shell movie they're coming out with?
Yeah.
With Scarlett Johansson.
Did you see the big backlash they got out of that?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Ow.
Sorry. I'm trying to be polite and not sneeze, you know,
Stepped on my foot.
in the direction of the
They tried to be
microphone.
polite by breaking your foot, and then I'm like,
Yeah, sorry about that. Crunch.
yeah, I saw that. I was amazed. They can't even make them. They're like trying to get them. They got 150,000 signatures for them to recast. I have a feeling they're not going to recast the hottest woman in movies right now.
Well, I mean, what is it because she's not Japanese?
Yes, they want an Asian to play the character.
Which you know
it's
what?
the same thing that they got that movie Pan coming out, where they got Mara Rooney playing Tiger Lily.
Oh, yeah.
The Native American community is up in arms because they didn't
You know
cast
what?
the Native American.
I hereby insert Ridley Scott's argument of Exodus, Gods and Kings. When everyone bitched about all the white people being in it and Christian Bale being cast as Moses, he's like, you know what? I'm sure there are lots of Arab actors who would be phenomenal in these movies. They're great actors. But who in the right mind would go see a movie with some random unknown Arab guy as the top star? It would bomb. The studio wouldn't even finance it. It would never get made.
Well, I mean, you could do a Ghost in the Shell with like a Lucy Liu, I guess.
No, you couldn't. Because no one gives a shit about Lucy Liu.
I'm just saying.
No one gives a shit about Lucy Liu. She is at best a third part in any movie.
I'm just saying. It's the best you could probably do.
But it would never get made. If you want to do a big budget, $150 million
I agree completely.
You have to get somebody like Scarlett Johansson.
I agree.
You have no choice.
On the flip side, going back to the fan thing, I think you could have cast a Native American. No, if Mara Rooney's not in it, people aren't going to go, "Oh, this is terrible." She's like the fourth supporting character in the film.
But everyone's going to complain about something.
But nowadays, and most directors, they don't give a shit what they look like. They cast the best actor or actress they test. It doesn't matter. That's how we get, unbelievably, like Black Johnny Storm in the Fantastic movie. That director probably liked him best. And said,
Actually,
you know what?
they did. I was reading about it. They liked his personality.
Yeah, exactly. Because it doesn't matter. And in that respect, in that one respect, races be damned. It's cool.
I was reading that he went to talk to
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans about his experience with the role, and Chris Evans said, "Man, you just got to take this in your own direction. Don't make." It's like Chris Evans is not going to pretty much acknowledge the fact that he was even in those movies anymore.
Speaking of Marvel stuff backing in, did you see the other fantastic news this last week?
Depends.
Spider-Man looks like officially.
Yeah.
Well, unofficially.
Unofficially.
Looks like
unofficially.
A deal is done. To be in. It's not Marvel announced yet, but it's in Infinity War.
That'd be nice.
Part 2.
Yeah. I think they got to get him in there in a post-credit scene earlier, though.
I don't think they need to get him in there, but hint at him being in there.
Yeah, some aspect of
the webbing or something.
Even if it's...
They could easily tack on a post-credit scene to Age of Ultron still, or Civil War.
I wouldn't even go that early. It's too early for that. I'd wait until... Because when's Infinity War? 2 years from now?
Yeah.
Well, you got like 5 more movies coming out. You could throw that.
Well, no.
I'm just saying,
Infinity War is...
The first half is 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
So you got plenty of years to... You don't have to throw it in this year.
Well, but, I mean, it would be something like... Because, all right, we got Age of Ultron.
Yep.
And then we'll have Civil War.
Yep.
And then we'll have...
Ant-Man. No, Ant-Man is before Civil War.
Ant-Man, Civil War, and then... Where does it go? Is it Thor
Strange.
Ragnarok or Doctor Strange?
I don't remember. Hold on.
And then there's
those are both coming out in 2017.
and Black Panther as well is in there.
So I'm gonna say there's a lot of chances. Yeah, honestly, if you're going to put in any of those movies you listed, I'd probably throw it in the Thor.
Well, here we go. So,
well, I mean, the problem is, Thor really isn't going to take place too much. I'm going to assume like on Midgard.
We assume.
I'm assuming.
Seeing as 90% of the time he's on Earth.
Well, Earth is Midgard. May 6th,
Midgard.
Oh, is that? I was thinking of
Midgard is the Asgardian.
I was thinking of the other.
Yeah.
May 6th, 2016, Civil War. So you've got Age of Ultron, then Ant-Man this year. Civil War is May 6th, 2016.
Well,
Doctor Strange is next. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is after that.
Which, are they still sticking to we're not going to really link these with the...
You have no idea what's going to happen. Yes, it's going to link... No, James Gunn said we're not going to be like an Avengers sequel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do our own thing.
Yeah.
But they're highly... There will be great...
It has to link in. I mean, all these films are now starting to touch on all these Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
And it's all going to come together.
After Guardians 2, you have Thor Ragnarok in July of 2017. Then Black Panther in November of 2017. Then May of 2018, Avengers Infinity War Part 1. July 2018, Captain Marvel. November 2018, Inhumans. So you have 3 Marvel movies in 2018. And then May of 2019, Infinity War Part 2.
That's a lot. In all fairness, that's a lot of movies in between the Infinity Wars. And I'm going to guess all those movies that are happening between the 1 and the 2.
It's like 2.
Was it 2? I thought you said 3.
No, yeah, it's Infinity War Part 1, Captain Marvel, Inhumans, then Infinity War Part 2.
I'm going to guess both of those movies in between are still going to be involved in the Infinity War. Yeah. I mean,
well, they all will be. Well, Inhumans is being introduced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now.
Yeah.
Well, but just to jump back to the Spider-Man Peter Parker thing, all you need to do in one of those movies, just like in Winter Soldier, where there was the throwaway Stephen Strange line.
Yep.
You just need to reference Peter Parker or Spider-Man, and he's now in the universe.
Well, that's why I said they could just have something as their past. You could just have, if you put one giant web.
Well, just not even a web, a reference to Oscorp.
Just a on a TV screen behind a bar, Spider-Man, friend or foe.
Yeah.
Just any little
that's the
reference.
kind of thing that whenever the deal is done, they can start working in little bits here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's all going to depend on whether or not they acknowledge the Amazing Spider-Man movies or not. They could easily retcon those.
My guess is they're not going to.
Well, probably not. But I found an article I think I'm telling you about. There's a guy who did a write-up on the timing of the Avengers and then the Amazing Spider-Man.
If they were in the same universe.
And then Winter Soldier and Thor and Iron Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. If they all are in the same universe, the events that happen in those movies could very easily never would have crossed anyways and been perfectly fine. So you could very easily add in the Amazing Spider-Man movies into the Marvel Cinematic Universe with no trouble at all. Whether they do, that's up to Sony and Marvel to figure that out.
Well, my guess is they're probably going to recast them.
Well, they are. That's already confirmed.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to probably recast them.
That's not probably. It's going to happen.
Which means that usually when you do a recast, for the most part, you kind of try to back yourself away from, unless you're the Batman universe.
Well,
they've done it. They did it with 7 bad movies.
They did it with Rhodes in the Iron Man movies without a problem. They did it with Bruce Banner without a problem. And there's been talk of General Ross is going to be incorporated. They're talking about bringing back
Abomination. Well, you say they did that with they really don't make any references ever to the Eric Bana movie.
I'm not talking about the Eric Bana movie because the Eric Bana movie is not a part of it. I'm talking about the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
Yeah, but that's why, I mean...
The Ang Lee movie, Hulk, is not a part of this book at all. It never was. The first movie in this whole thing was Iron Man.
Okay.
So the Eric Bana Incredible Hulk movie, or the Eric Bana Hulk movie is not.
Okay.
But they're talking about finally bringing back General Ross and Abomination.
Yeah, I saw
Some
that
of
they're
these
talking about the
acts.
Abomination bringing it back.
And they were talking about in I think early talks for Age of Ultron, possibly, but then it didn't happen. But he got referenced on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Coulson referenced Tim Roth's character's name. I can't remember his name now. It's
I forget.
I'd have to look it up. But he referenced his name on an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like 1 or 2 before the season, mid-season finale. So, but no, you could easily do. I mean, the post-credit scenes are the perfect place to do shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because like the post-credit scenes for Avengers, they filmed after the world premiere. So that was very famous. The whole shawarma scene.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a quick thing where S.H.I.E.L.D. or somebody has a meeting at Oscorp, and the world would explode. And then you don't even have to talk about it for fucking 3 more movies. But you get the word out there.
It's just you're just stating that. Yep. Spider-Man's coming.
And you can also do something as simple as they're like listing off a bunch of they're attacking this building, Oscorp, this building.
That's exactly what they would do.
And that's all you have to do. And people go, well,
because
did you just say Oscorp?
Yeah, that would be the way Marvel would do it. Because Marvel wouldn't announce anything publicly. They didn't announce Doctor Strange as a movie until Stephen Strange's name got mentioned in Winter Soldier. You know, when what's his name, the S.H.I.E.L.D., the Hydra agent was going through and talking about all the people, and he said Stephen Strange, and everyone, you know.
Well, and it's, I mean, all you need to do is, I mean, some little scene, as they're talking about is...
Shit.
webbing.
Yeah,
but it's just, a scene of, like, more and more of these, super-powered people. I mean, in Civil War.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, if they follow this Registration Act,
yep.
It's just talking about more and more of these super-powered people are showing up. I mean, there's this guy and this guy, and there's some guy with spider powers in New York.
Yeah, there's some guy who dresses up like a spider in New York or whatever.
Yeah, and that's all the reference they make. Spider-Man, though a pivotal figure in the Civil War comic story,
well,
have to be in
the most important character.
Yes, but I mean, most likely he will not be
involved
in the Marvel Civil War. Whatever the schism is in the cinematic Civil War will be different than the comic book one.
Which, by the way, I'm going to look it up now, but people have been making comics of that. What causes the Civil War? And people are making memes out of it.
Oh.
So while I look that up, just talk amongst yourselves. Or not, whichever.
No, let's just go for some dead air right here.
How long do we go with no talking?
No talking.
So, you commented, Jason over here has his copy of Tusk.
Oh, what a dumb movie.
I have not seen it.
Kevin Smith should do nothing except Clerk and Jay and Silent Bob movies. Because his other movies are just terrible.
Well, you know the story of how this movie was made, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This movie was bad. Red State was terrible.
I never saw Red State either.
I saw it's one of those movies that every time you come to like where you think it's kind of like stereotypical, he would change it so you get a twist.
Oh,
like,
is it a twist?
Yeah. Like the guy and the girl come out talking to the FBI agent, help, we need, and then they get shot by another FBI agent. I thought they're coming right for you. Something. It was just so stupid. And then this movie, when you get to the part where, spoiler alert, 2 guys are dressed up in walrus costumes and having a walrus fight, we're done.
You're sad. You just have to accept.
At least they
movie
polished
for
off
what
a
it is.
fat Haley Joel Osment for the movie.
Oh, I can't find the fucking thing I'm looking for now.
It's alright, we've
So,
moved on.
so as far as Tusk goes, what is your recommendation?
Never see that movie. Make Kevin Smith pay you if you've seen that movie. Where do they got the tagline, and I quote from the box, Kevin Smith's very best work? I don't know here.
Kevin Smith's very best work. That is a quote from Variety.
Yeah.
See? A well-known Hollywood trade publication, Variety, I will take their word over yours, because you like CinemaSins. And CinemaSins is fucking awful. And if this ever gets famous, Mark it here. The first time I've referenced the fact that CinemaSin sucks.
No, you've referenced it before.
Not on this podcast.
I'm just saying, this movie is atrocious.
No.
It is the dumbest thing I've ever watched. I actually regret the $4.99 that time or AT&T Ubers charged me for this.
Well, I paid $13 for it, so I will enjoy it thoroughly. And I will scoff at you.
Scoff.
I can't find what the fuck I was looking for.
So the most recent movie that I saw is my wife and we took our daughter to go see Beauty and the Beast. And I was telling you...
So, do it. I just saw this new movie, Beauty and the Beast.
No, it's actually something you don't realize.
Right.
I know.
It was...
No, you don't realize it because your memory is different of the movie than you actually see it, unless you watched the movie recently. You'll see. We were talking about this earlier.
Okay, I'm just...
Holy crap, are some of the women in there busty beyond belief, and there is a ton of jiggle going on, and it's the kind of thing that you don't remember.
Your memory doesn't remember
my memory from when the movie came out in I think 92,
93.
Was it
90, yeah,
93.
I mean, it was still a hand animated movie.
Yep, one of the last.
And all of a sudden it was
the last full hand animated one.
It was like there's the scene in the beginning with these like the three sisters in the village, and holy jiggle going on, and it's like. I was shocked. So it's like I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of these other Disney movies from that era.
Well, when you look back at the Disney movies and all the stuff that they tried to hide in these movies that people have found, it's not really that shocking anymore, is it?
No. But at the time,
at the time, the problem is your memory doesn't remember that because they were minor characters, background characters. The main story was Belle.
We were also little kids.
Right.
That's just true.
So that more than anything else will skew your memory of it because you were a little kid last time you saw it.
I mean, but
this is true because all I can think of from Elsa and Frozen is that after she puts on the new costume, I always call her
horror Elsa.
I call her Slutty Elsa.
Slutty Elsa. Yeah, she becomes very whorish.
She all of a sudden the hips are like clocking back and forth.
She's got that slit that goes.
The slit goes all the way up to her vag.
There's that scene at the end where she's like walking toward the camera and is working it with that walk.
Yes.
Yes. All of a sudden she's like, "I'm this typical little girl."
It's the thing where it's like unless they motion captured somebody doing that walk, whoever animated that spent a long time because they nailed that walk.
Well, it was also obviously made by dudes.
Right.
Most Disney animators are men.
Yeah. But even just going back and watching...
and that song by Adele Dazeem, wow.
Well, but going back and watching Beauty
Thank
and
you,
the
John
Beast
Travolta.
is...
Adele Dazeem, she was a fantastic singer.
But watching Beauty and the Beast, it was still a hand-animated movie at the time.
Yep.
And we're so...
It still is now, too.
Even today, it's still an animated movie.
Oh, God.
Why do you tell us stuff?
Oh, God. Is it done?
I used to like that movie. I still do, but I used to, too. Mitch Hedberg has joined us. At the time, it was a hand-animated film. It still is, but at the time, it was.
No, I'm done. Next topic.
So, Jason, I invited Chris to Vegas with me. He promptly said no.
No way.
Yeah, I've gone through everybody I know. It's just me.
We all told you to fuck off?
Pretty much.
Well, if you'd have put it more than 5 weeks after Christmas, when I was just off for a week and a half,
Oh, did I tell you I upgraded my room?
No, I didn't.
They offered me an upgrade. I had the choice between the $9 upgrade to a strip view.
Yeah.
Or the $40 upgrade to the jacuzzi suite.
Does it still have a strip view?
No. I don't know.
It's probably
it
has 50-50. No windows.
You know what? It's probably 50-50.
Yeah. So
I'm sure I'm going to get the email later going, upgrade to a strip view for...
Another $9.99.
So it's not for free. They're upgrading you. They're offering you... They're giving you the opportunity to pay them more money for a better room.
More money? I paid no money. My room was free.
Well, I'm just saying.
And that was a $40 room.
You know what? We will give you the opportunity to exchange money for goods and services.
Oh.
Hold on now. You mean if I give you money, you'll give me stuff? That's amazing. What a time to be alive!
Please, tell me more.
Tell me, you mean the better one costs more money?
Shocking!
That's amazing! Let me go ahead and pull more bills out of my wallet to give you.
I upgraded to the jacuzzi suite.
Of
And
course
that was my offer to Chris. I go, I got a king-size bed and jacuzzi suite. You sure you don't want to come?
He is now moisture.
I passed on the offer to share both the king-size bed and the jacuzzi.
If it was one or the other, he'd have been there. He would have shared a tub with you, sir, but not a bed.
You know what?
Sharing beds is for he and
We've
I
been
alone.
friends a long time, but I'm gonna have to draw the line.
And sharing a bath.
Taking a bath with Sable.
Yep.
Here's the deal. You come to Vegas, we get some bubble bath, some champagne, and we'll just stare awkwardly at each other.
Little,
You know what?
some strawberries.
I'm going to have to pass on the offer. Thank you very much. I'm flattered,
You'll
but
politely
no.
decline. He abstained courteously.
All right, New York. And how many people just got that reference?
3.
Chris, did that one
I was not one of the 3.
2.
It's the story of the Declaration of Independence.
That's
Sung
from
by a beautiful
1776.
musical titled 1776,
Sorry.
where the voice of Knight Rider plays John Adams.
What's his
Mr.
name?
Feeney?
Mr. Feeney, yeah. Well, I don't care what his name is.
It's fucking Mr.
Oh.
Feeney.
He's the voice of Kid. That's all you need to know.
Anyways, all right. Well, now that you guys aren't sharing a tub together, that's good.
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
I feel awkward.
Well, we've slept together.
Yeah, we were talking about that too.
Yeah.
He says he'll
I know
never
it's a
sleep with you
memory.
again.
I did not get any sleep that night.
Jason,
We were up all night
Jason,
long.
you had him up all night in bed when you were with him in bed. He says he still remembers that experience.
It was memorable.
It was my worst night in Vegas.
It was my best. Clearly, we remember that night differently.
Very much.
We really just slipped right into the homosexual part of this show, haven't we?
Slipped right in.
Much like Jason. Oh,
It's
never
a
mind.
Ship.
What's going to be great is you're going to be out in public. We're going to see something and just go, shit.
You have to make this motion.
And that is going to be a reference known by maybe up to 8 people.
We hope 8 people will get this reference.
What's going to be great is when you're walking through a mall and we're going, and you'll be like, dude, look at that ship. And some guy's going to be like, ah!
It's the podcast, guys.
I was at the place and I saw this woman ship. I know that reference.
You're going to see
I understood that reference.
You're going to go see a movie where all of a sudden, like some romantic comedy, I was like getting really cozy with this girl, and then all of a sudden, ship. I'm like,
Oh, they stole our fucking bit.
We made it, guys. We made it.
Somebody
you know
stole
what?
our stuff.
That is cultural impact.
If it ever happened, my life would be made right there.
We decided last week that if we got 10 people listening to our
Yes,
show
I know.
that we didn't know, we would be gold.
I got news for you.
Today,
You're never going to have 10 people that you've never known watch this.
we've got at least 3 now, and that's only 2 test podcasts
Well,
in.
you are correct. Nobody will be watching the podcast.
No one will be
Well,
watching
things you
it.
put on
Listen,
YouTube, it's technically a...
It's got one picture that doesn't move.
You should put that picture you put
You
up
should
earlier.
do
Jenna
just a
Coleman.
really shitty
You'd
animation.
have a lot more people viewing it if you put the Jenna Coleman picture.
I don't want to get hate mail from the BBC.
Do you think like, the BBC just completely says, "No, that never happened"? She's Doctor Who, and that's it.
I put those on YouTube so I can share them amongst ourselves so people can listen to them. That's why. Not to put up nude pictures of Jenna Coleman. If I wanted to put nude pictures of Jenna Coleman up there, I'd just post them on Reddit.
Imgur.
I would get the karma for it.
Yes. If I'm going to put some time and effort into something,
I'm gonna-
I'm going to get fake
I'm
currency.
going to get imaginary points and I'm going to like it. Oh, God. The fuck are we at?
About a
Hour and 15 minutes? We haven't done anything.
We haven't
I'm
talked.
guessing this gets ended out where we talk about how much time is left on it.
Nah.
No, we're not going to edit.
At the best, we would have to do no editing whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think you guys
I
should start
tried.
taking calls.
We have discussed. All right, go to the phones.
And we have one caller. It is always the same person who calls. And we have Mike on line 1.
We just assume that...
Just make it Mike, and the location is constantly changing.
No, it's just Mike.
No, hey, all right, we got Mike from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. All right, we got Mike from Minnesota.
Mike from Grand Rapids.
Mike from Albuquerque.
Okay, this week we're going to skip over lines 1 and 2 and go straight to lines 3. Hi, caller. What's your name?
Mike.
This is Mike.
This is Mike. It's Mike on line 3.
From Miami.
I get around.
Yeah.
Mike?
It's going to be really impressive when I'm actually here doing the show.
Mike,
Yeah.
what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm an airline pilot.
Technically, you are here doing the show. This is what it's going to be.
No, I mean, when the phone call happens.
Yeah.
I somehow have to be able to do the...
And ladies and gentlemen, this week, special guest in studio, Mike the airline pilot.
Mike the pilot. You're going to be Mike the pilot from now on.
All right. I like it.
Like Quagmire.
No, he's like George Costanza. Always wanted to pretend to be an architect.
Oh, but the Seinfeld reference guy isn't here.
Nah.
James, the white guy who used to be black.
Yeah, he's only been white for 10 years.
Yeah.
In his own words.
We're not making that shit up. That was the voice in the first test recording that I played for you. The Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
That was gold.
A bit that could not be scripted.
No, that was unscripted awesomeness.
I just can't stop playing with your rubbers. Yes, I could have worded that differently.
You could have, but you didn't, because you're a douche. They're rubber tires.
I saw like a thing on Reddit. It was like an interview with
black rubber.
With Natalie Portman.
Magnums.
Yeah.
She was being interviewed and she was saying how
Turns it off.
how she didn't realize in America we called condoms
That
rubbers.
was Emma Watson, not Natalie Portman.
Whatever, they all look the same.
Some hot chick from Britain.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, and that was Emma Watson because Emma Watson.
Yes, you are correct. It is
and
Emma Watson,
Portman is
not
American.
Natalie Portman.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I'm right.
Okay, well,
Okay. Story over.
Story over, done.
Done.
Hey, I'm just gonna pull the chute on that one. I'm gonna eject.
We've wrecked another Chris story partway
go.
through.
Chris was all his own stories.
But his pauses are awkwardly timed.
Well,
So I was watching this movie. Good for you!
You know, I've known Chris for 20 years now. And I think every good story he has, I'm involved in, and I tell it a lot better. I don't think he has any good stories by himself.
You might be right.
Hey, remember that trip to Vegas? Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
Hey, remember that? Yeah, I was there.
I was there, man.
I was there.
I was right there.
Remember
Where's
that,
from?
dude? I was there, and it happened to be.
What?
That line.
What?
Like, I was there, man. No, I'm trying to think. I have to remember that bit from the movie. Fuck. Sitting here playing with my rubber tire. Squishy.
So we're running out of steam a little bit.
Are we running out of steam?
It seems like we're running out of steam.
We didn't really discuss anything.
No.
We just kind of bullshit.
You know, we discussed a few movies.
We rocked our show.
Is there anything
We
specific?
talked about shipping.
This week's topic: shipping and receiving. Wyatt has a whole new meaning. Next on That Damn Thing.
You know how it's like some shows they take like one segment from a show and that's the title of that episode?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much
Shipping
the
and
title.
receiving.
It's shipping and receiving.
That Damn Thing, episode 3: shipping and receiving.
Because when people look at their, I don't. Oh.
Yeah, I think that would be good to actually title the episodes.
Shipping and receiving.
You should do it like they did in the old Police Squad, where the title never matched what the words were saying. Police Squad might be a little old for you. The old.
I know.
They
would
would show
that preempted the Naked Gun film.
There's only 6 episodes of that show, by the way.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked that up. I was actually amazed that it was only 6 episodes.
That's why the
and
first
it got 3 movies.
That's why the first movie is called The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
But what they would do in the show is they would have the visual title of the movie, which would say, we'll say like, hand in the cookie jar, okay?
Yeah.
And then the announcer would go, tonight's episode, pizza or death. So they never matched up.
Well, we still
Pizza or death.
Cake or death. That's
They also killed
Eddie Izzard.
Killed 4 celebrities on the intro of the show. They're the special guest stars.
Yeah.
And before they could do the show, they would kill them. And it was special guest William Shatner, and then they would poison William Shatner, and he would not be in the entire episode. Then from that point forward.
Oh, that's fantastic. We still haven't busted out our live on location bit to start the episode.
Yeah,
I made a whole list of them.
Yeah.
I think I showed you that
Yes.
list. Yeah.
You know what? That's just lack of direction.
Well, we haven't covered.
That's
we
why I
haven't
think you
done that
guys need to
part
start paying me to produce this,
yet. I'm not paying you.
and I will keep you on track.
No, you'll get residuals. You will not get upfront pay.
You will get
You'll get a share of the back end.
You know what? All I want are the rights to the toys. I want the George Lucas deal.
No. If I've learned anything, I am not agreeing to let you have that.
The George Lucas deal is the best deal in history.
Yes. That man.
Only to be rivaled the owners of the St. Louis Spirit.
Yes, the NBA, the ABA.
The ABA.
ABA NBA thing. You know that story?
No.
So, if I remember correctly, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. You remember the ABA?
Yes.
Okay. When the ABA,
alive and well.
When the ABA, no, quite the opposite actually.
Dead and buried.
Yeah. Well, when the ABA was folded into the NBA, like almost all the teams came over except for the St. Louis Spirit
And the Kentucky Generals.
Yeah, something.
And
like
the Tropics.
Yeah, no, that movie doesn't count. Will Ferrell did not play in the ABA. But the owners, and there was like 3 owners, whatever, of the St. Louis Spirit. 2 owners.
Two
okay.
brothers.
All right. Made a deal with the NBA in lieu of taking on the team. They would accept, was it like 10% or something?
Like 1/7
1/7
of the 5 teams that were being accepted in the NBA. They would get like 1/7 of their television revenue in perpetuity.
Yeah, forever.
Wow.
So,
Oh.
But this was a deal made back in
in the early 70s.
late 70s,
Yeah,
early
but
80s, somewhere in there,
no,
when TV deals didn't mean jack shit.
Yeah. So,
Fast forward to several
the
decades.
NBA at the time was like, you guys are retarded. Okay. Yeah. Nowadays, that is a multi-billion-dollar operation, and the families of those owners still make hundreds of millions of dollars.
I mean, those guys are still alive.
Yeah.
They make hundreds of millions of dollars
And they do
for
nothing.
for nothing.
And the NBA keeps trying to get out of it every time they renegotiate TV contracts, and they're like, "No, you signed the deal. Sucks to be you."
Yep.
And they're still in it. So every time the
Good for them.
NBA
Good for them. Sticking
renegotiates
it to the
TV
man.
deals,
Yeah, good for those guys.
that is the best money making scheme in history.
That right up there is one of the best business
Yeah,
deals.
you know, I'm going to say that
ever.
that's probably got to be. I think that might be better than the George Lucas one because George
No.
Lucas still had to do work. These guys don't have to do anything.
It's right up there. That is 1A and 1B. You know?
Exactly.
Well, that's awesome. I gotta.
And whoever the opposite guy is from the NBA or from 20th Century Fox who went, yeah, that sounds good.
Well, you said there was like 2 teams that did get brought over. How about, would you like to be the other guy that took whatever deal was given to him?
Yeah.
When they said, "Hey, you want to get us with the TV deal?" He goes, "TV deal."
It's like,
Nobody watches television.
no,
People go to the games live.
I'll take the $20,000 or whatever they were offering.
Now we're talking sports a little bit. I've been wanting to talk to Jason
My
about this
brain's
for a while.
want to shut off.
Yeah, you need to stop now. Have you looked at the past Heisman Trophy winner list recently?
No. Should I have?
Do it once. Look up, starting with 2009, because that gives people like 5 or 6 years in the league. So that should be a good judge of player. Go from 2009 back. Look how many people that won the Heisman Trophy. See what kind of career they have.
Oh, yeah, that's usually kind of a kiss of death type of thing.
It's generally famously known that Heisman Trophy winners never do anything in that.
I was amazed
at how bad?
At how bad the Heisman Trophy list is. If any of those guys are still playing,
Well, here I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back to 1980. Okay,
All
because there are names that you'll know. There was a period of time did you know Steve Spurrier won it in 1966?
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that's Steve Spurrier. But okay, so 1980. There was a period of time where these guys were great in the NFL. So 81, Marcus Allen. 82, Herschel Walker.
These are names. These are guys that deserve.
I'm going to skip over people that you don't fucking never heard of, but 84, Doug Flutie. 85, Bo Jackson. 86, Vinny Testaverde. 87, Tim Brown. 88, Barry Sanders. 89, Andre Ware. 90, Ty Detmer. 91, Desmond Howard. 94, Rashawn Salam. 95, Eddie George. 96, Danny Werfel. 97, Charles Woodson. 98, Ricky Williams. That is where we start to go sideways.
Actually, I think with the exception of who's the one before Ricky Williams?
Oh, Woodson.
Woodson. Take Woodson out of that list from like 92 on. I think it was.
Dude, Eddie George, 95.
Okay, no, it was because you
Rashawn
said Ty
Detmer, Desmond Howard.
Desmond Howard.
I'm just saying,
Desmond Howard did not have a great NFL career.
Super Bowl 31 MVP is all he.
That's all. That's it. That's all.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying,
Super Bowl 31 MVP. That's all he needs to say for the rest of his life.
We're from Wisconsin. We're Green Bay.
Nobody
outside of Green Bay knows who.
Doesn't matter. I'm on Jason's side.
Super Bowl 31 MVP. That's all he ever needs to say for the rest of his life in this country.
That is a
Heisman Trophy winner, Super Bowl 31 MVP.
I'll give you Desmond Howard. Okay. Start with Ricky Williams, who I say had a terrible career.
No, he didn't.
He had an average career.
He had an average career, but he was a great player. He was just a pot-smoking dumbass.
But he did have a career a Heisman Trophy you would think would have.
He could have, but he didn't. He did not bomb on athletic ability like everybody past him has.
Now, just start reading some of these names.
Starting after Ricky Williams in 98. 99, Ron Dane. Yeah, Nothing. 2000, Chris Winkie.
Nothing.
2001, Eric Crouch.
Who?
Yeah. Well, aberration. 2002, Carson Palmer. Good career, not a great career. What has he done? No Super Bowls. He's been a very good pro quarterback.
He's been a good quarterback. Yeah. But he's not had. When you think Heisman Trophy, these are the best players in college football. He's had
Heisman Trophy winners. There are not any. There are very few Hall of Fame NFL players that get Heisman trophies.
But
most of them are just very good.
Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker, those guys were Heisman Trophy that are the names.
Yeah, correct. Well, Vinny Testaverde was a great NFL quarterback for a long fucking time, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Carson Palmer is in that same category. Okay, but because these other guys are so fucking bad.
Oh yeah, you could give Carson Palmer a break because of the names.
2003, Jason White.
Who?
Yeah. 2004, Matt Leinart. 2006, we didn't have one in 05 because Reggie Bush had to return it.
Yep.
Reggie Bush won it in 05 and was stripped of it. 2006.
What did he do?
He took money, basically. Agent rented his mom a house. He got cars, money. And 2006, Troy Smith.
Who?
2007, Tim Tebow.
Of course.
2008, Sam Bradford.
Yep.
2009, Mark Ingram.
Yep.
2010, Cam Newton. So jury's out on that guy.
Cam Newton, but you know what?
2011, Robert Griffin III. 2012, Johnny Manziel. 2013, Jameis Winston. 2014, Marcus Mariota.
Okay, look at these lists. Take out the last two because they haven't played college.
Yep.
Or they haven't played pro.
Yep.
Johnny Manziel looked atrocious in his
RG3 has been regressing since the day he got in the NFL.
They predict he will be out of the league in the next 3 years if he doesn't get any better.
Yep.
Cam Newton will be a bottom half quarterback his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably destined to be a backup, but because they drafted him so high.
Yeah.
There was a lot of jokes that Mario, what's his name?
Marcus
Mariota was actually hoping that they would give the award to the Badgers running back just so he didn't have the Heisman Trophy curse put on him.
That's fantastic.
Well, I mean, if you think
But think of that. Look at that list. You might have recognized 3 names on that, and only one of those 3 had a career where you go, all right, he had a good career.
Well, but you think about it, too. These guys, these Heisman Trophy winners, they are top draft picks in the NFL. And who typically has the highest draft pick? The worst teams.
Well,
so you automatically put into a horrible situation.
But see, you could. And here's what I love about the Heisman Trophy winner was there. Tim Tebow, one of the worst players that ever was, still led his team to the playoffs.
He didn't lead his team anywhere.
Hey. Quarterback leads.
He was dragged along, kicking and screaming everywhere he went.
But he got his team to the playoffs.
No, he didn't.
With some help.
No, he didn't. He didn't get his team anywhere. I swear to Christ, if you try to say Tim Tebow did anything positive at all in his life with regard to football, I will punch you.
This is what you gotta love about a guy like Tim Tebow. Got paid a crap load of money, and within 5 years was out of the league. How awesome is that? He
fleeced everyone.
That is.
You know who had the best deal ever? Jamarcus Russell.
Yes.
Because Tim Tebow came under the new contract where they couldn't pay these guys a lot of money.
The last quarterback in the league, the last guy is Sam Bradford. But that was the last guy on the money trade.
But Jamarcus Russell got paid.
It was about $40 million, and he did nothing.
He got paid ridiculous money. Like money no man should really get paid for never accomplishing anything in his life.
I
think he won 10 games in 4 years.
The three of us would be better pro football players than Jamarcus Russell.
But you know what? For him,
good for him.
He won at life.
Yes, he won the lottery of life.
No, he didn't. He's bankrupt.
Yeah, of course.
I was reading about it. He's actually bankrupt.
That's because he's a professional athlete, and they don't know what to do.
But think about it. He got $40 million. Was broke within 5 years.
Most pro athletes are after they get out.
They talked about that. The new owners of the Bucks this past year. They was very public about that. Mark Lazary and Wes Edens were going to start financial counseling for their players, and it became it was a very public thing. It got out, and everybody's like lauding it. It's because they told them 50% of NBA players are bankrupt within 5 years out of the league. It's insane because you're handing 18 and 19-year-olds millions of dollars. They don't know what to fucking do with millions of dollars, and because as we all know, high school nowadays doesn't teach you shit about handling money. You know, so they're going to start guiding their young players, the Bucks at least, and hopefully that will.
Well, that might actually draw some players to do this.
Exactly.
When you got billionaires are willing to work with you financially, I might consider playing for that
and these are billionaires who are successful financial guys.
Yes, they're billionaire financial guys who are willing to help you financially. I'll listen.
These aren't Mark Cubans that just invented one thing and sold it for a shitload of money.
What did Mark Cuban? Where did he make his money?
Invented something kind of like a sports. I want to say app, but not an app because it wasn't an app.
He had TV networks too. HDNet.
But he had some like computer stuff. And what's really funny is he sold it, made a bunch of money. Nobody uses his programs anymore.
He made a shit ton of money off that, and then he founded HDNet. Made a shit ton of money off that when he sold it. That's where his money came from. And then since then has been investing in. He lucked out a couple times, made a fuck ton of money, and then since then has been investing wisely.
But you know what?
Good for him.
Good for fucking him.
Yep.
You know, it's like you had your idea, you got paid for it. You had some money, you invested in something else, and got paid for it. That's hitting $2 grand.
I wish I could remember the product it was. It was a computer product that the guy created the product, sold it for like $40 million, and then like 3 years later, he bought it back for like $400,000.
Oh, I've heard this story.
And he like sold it to like Instagram or something. He sold it to like this big like Google or something, and Google or whoever bought it did nothing with this product. They just pretty much let it die. So when he went back to them, they were like, "Well, we don't even use this here. Yeah, you can buy it. How much you want to buy it for?" And he said, "I'll give you this." And they said, "Okay." So he made $40 million on the thing, and then bought it back, and he's rebuilding the product again, which is great because when he rebuilds it, somebody will probably come along and buy it again. Yeah. And I hope it's the same company that bought
Google,
the first time.
or whoever, yeah.
They're going to drop $80 million on the same product.
Cuban was basically a .com millionaire. That's what. But he started a software company, sold it to CompuServe for like $2 million in like 1990, and then in '95 started a company webcasting called AudioNet. Became Broadcast.com in 98. 99, he had 330 employees, $13 million of revenue. In 99, during the .com boom, Broadcast.com was sold to Yahoo for $5.7 billion.
Good for him.
After that, he founded like HDNet and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, he's been basically a technology entrepreneur his whole life.
Good for him.
He starts companies and sells them.
And then doesn't give a fuck what happens.
Fuck that guy.
And he's one of the biggest assholes in sports.
No, I don't mind him. I don't mind him. He's like.
Well, he doesn't play the typical owner route.
He's like a less douchey version of Daniel Snyder. Where Daniel Snyder for the Redskins spends hundreds of millions of dollars, but sits up in his box, and never does anything. Cuban sits sidelines in a Mavs t-shirt and doesn't care what anybody thinks and cheers on his team and is a legitimate fan.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Snyder is a multi-billion-dollar businessman who thinks having a pro team is a toy. Just like Steve Ballmer, who owns the Clippers. I feel bad for that franchise. They got one shitty owner to another shitty owner. So.
And that's your sports wrap.
That was the sports news for the week, because that was never fucking intended to be on this show.
No.
It's just, for me, what it is I keep remembering a couple of things I want to talk to you about. So I'm just, it's like, when am I going to see you again?
But that is, it's like, this is like the excuse to get together for a couple hours and talk about those things that you want to talk about.
I'm going to start writing them down. Man, I need to talk to you. 1 second.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Well, you should.
And then in 3 weeks when I show up again.
I was looking at...
Because what is this? This is a bunch of buddies getting together to talk about things that they're mutually interested about.
Bosom buddies?
No. Chris declined.
No, I've already declined this.
We tried it once. It didn't work out. He
there
declined
is an
your offer.
audience of people that want to talk to their buddies about these same topics, but for one reason or another,
Can't.
white family, kids, house, aren't able to.
Yeah.
There is an audience for this exact conversation.
And if they want to talk to us, they can reach me at 262. No, okay.
Yeah, just,
262.
Well, just-
you're letting people know where the show is.
just call in the hotline, but we'll never give a number.
1-800 that damn thing.
Try it.
555 damn thing.
It's just kind of
DAMTHN.
Call them locally at 555 or internationally
at 011-555.
Call the hotline and we'll take your calls.
But no, Chris and I talked about, it's like, he's listened to podcasts forever, and through him I started. But searching through podcasts all over the internet, we found like the one to listen to all the time, the Rooster Teeth one, is enjoyable to listen to. But it's kind of just like them telling stories that they only know to each other for an hour and a half. And it's funny to listen to, but it's just them talking to themselves about their own stuff.
But I mean,
and they're also famous multimillionaires now, so fuck that.
Yeah, but it's the podcasts I like the most are just the bunch of friends who just have like that conversation.
Yep.
It's like I am that audience that's looking for those types of podcasts. It's those group of friends talking about the things I want to talk about.
Yep.
And that's what I like. I guess so. That would be my wish. Now we can fluctuate with.
Yeah. Well, and like I know when I was searching for them. There's so many out there. A lot of these people are just fucking boring.
Right.
Like I find like a topic, like stuff like we'll talk about, but listening to these guys puts me to sleep. They suck.
Today.
No, it's just no. This right here would never happen because they're just serious and they're like serious and like the one I can't remember the name of it now because I haven't listened to it in like 2 months. That their episodes would be like 5.5 hours long. And I'm like,
fuck do you have to talk? I have nobody in this world I want to talk to for 5 hours.
Yeah.
You could put me in a room with the most interesting man in the world, and after an hour and a half,
Dos Equis guy?
Yes, after an hour and a half, I'm going to go, dude, we can wrap this up, all right?
but not necessarily because you can get into it and keep going for a while without even realizing it if you're having a good time. Clearly, these guys have fun doing this, and they've been doing it for a long time, but they're just fucking boring because they take topics and they beat them down to a fucking damp spot on the pavement.
And that little girl turned into my daughter. Something where you're just like,
no, it's not even that. It's like, here, example. So I just saw this week Tom Hardy dropped out of the Suicide Squad.
Oh.
Okay. Do you even aware that they're making Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Tom Hardy was going to be...
he was going to be a different character.
Deadshot? No,
Deadshot's
Rick
Will Smith.
Flag.
Rick Flag. That's right.
The leader of the Suicide Squad.
Whatever. Like, no one knows who the fucking Suicide Squad is. So, Tom Hardy dropped out. All right. They're looking at Jake Gyllenhaal.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Just saying. Okay.
Well, Jake Gyllenhaal's got lots of press because of that Nighthawks
What?
movie.
Nightcrawler?
Yeah, whatever.
When I first saw they were making a movie called Nightcrawler, my heart fluttered, and then I saw it, and I'm like,
Wait, what was Nighthawks?
I don't know.
Nighthawks was a movie
Was that
was that Sylvester Stallone?
Sylvester Stallone and Billy D. Williams? Was that Nighthawks?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. You said Nighthawks, and I went to Silverhawks.
I went to Silver. My brain is on Silverhawks.
Let's see here.
Nighthawks.
Nighthawks
Yes,
film.
Rutger Hauer, Billy D. Williams, Sylvester Stallone, 1981. Stallone with a beard.
Yep.
Conservative street cop De Silva reluctantly agrees to terminate an international terrorist who has demanded media attention. But De Silva's, quote, at-home tactics are very much...
Now I'm thinking Hudson Hawk. I'm just letting people know where my train of thought's going.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to look at Sylvester Stallone 80s cop movies, you are much better off watching Cobra.
Yeah.
Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Yes,
Tango and
yeah.
Cash, yep. April 4th, 1981.
What were we just talking about before we got on Sylvester Stallone?
Suicide
and
Squad.
Suicide Squad.
See, here we are tangenting.
But you got to just run with the tangent.
So Jake Gyllenhaal, they're looking at, okay? Now, we've discussed this. We tangented into Nighthawks, okay? It's more or less done. There's not much more there. On this other show I was listening to, they would spend the next fucking hour speculating on who could play Rick Flag.
Brad Pitt could play Rick
It's
Flag.
like, well, you know,
George Clooney
Rick
Flag.
Rick Flag has been a character in the Suicide Squad for blah blah blah, however many years, and I think this actor would be. He'd go on for like 10 minutes and go, well, what do you think, Mike? You know, and then he would go on and on and on and on for like 15 minutes on Rick Flag and the Suicide Squad, and then this other guy would chime in from the fucking background that you didn't even know was fucking there, and it was fucking boring.
Pretty soon the gun's cocked and in your mouth. They're like, just end it, please.
The gun's cocked. It's in your mouth. And ship. I swear, every week we're gonna come up. We will pull a title from the episode. But what
And I gotta say, your suggestion of shipping and receiving.
I said shipping and receiving.
No, he's getting getting
You're
credit.
getting credit for it. I said shipping. I said shipping and receiving.
Okay.
So,
I got credit for, I think, ship.
yeah. Well, this episode will be titled shipping and
Wait,
receiving.
wait, you know what we can do though? We can go back and listen to it.
I believe I said shipping and receiving.
Stenographer, read that back to us.
You want to read that back? Jason said, shipping and receiving. That sounds like shipping and receiving to me. It had no vowels in it.
All right, we're going to go with that.
So, what I'd like to try and do is not make it so painfully obvious what we're calling the episode.
Well, obviously.
I know, I'm just saying, it's like, if we're going to do it, I'd like, make it a thing. But while we're doing while we're talking, if we come up with something, just write it fucking down.
Well, and like I said, what's great is now if you put shipping and receiving as the title, so nobody's actually going to get it to an hour.
Yeah.
And then they're going to listen to us for the last 5 minutes talking about how we came up with a great idea.
I know, but we're never going to sit and talk about why we named the episode shipping and receiving. So, but yeah, so it's like not beating the dead horse till it's a damn puddle is a great idea. Now, like last week when we were discussing the pros and cons of British police rankings and how time worked.
All right.
So
I'm going to tangent on to something completely different.
and now on this
Topic change!
and now for something completely different.
Gong.
You should get like a little gong. Just anytime someone hits a tangent, you go, topic change!
that is very British humor right there.
And now for something completely different.
There is the website shipyourенemiesglitter.com where for a modest
Hold on.
fee...
Are you aware of this thing?
You
You're
are
not even aware of this?
Okay. For a modest fee of $9.99.
Do you know the end?
Yes, that's
you
why
know
I
the full and complete and to the end? Okay.
That's what
All right,
I brought up.
All right.
So for $9.99, you can go to this website and they will ship to whoever you want glitter in I don't know the form in which it's received, plus a note with whatever insulting words or verbiage you want, and it'll come from like this anonymous like third party company, so the recipient will never know who it came from. All right. This showed up on Reddit, and it blew up. And after 4 days, they had to shut down taking orders.
Sorry.
They had to shut down taking orders because they were overwhelmed. And what was...
Wait. They weren't whelmed?
They were not whelmed. They were overwhelmed.
They went right past
So,
whelmed.
and what did they post on their website? You saw it.
Yeah, it was something to the effect of, seriously, you people are sick fucks. We've had to shut down ordering because seriously, you people are sick fucks.
So-
That was like the note on their site.
So now this is blown up much more and bigger than they ever expected. And the guy who started it, he's done. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it anymore. He wasn't expecting this kind of fame or notoriety. So he's put the business up for auction on this site called Flippa. He has put down like a request for like $20,000.
Yeah.
Right now, the current bid is $61,000. Somebody would be willing to pay him to buy the business from him.
This went beginning to end in like 24 hours. It was
okay. No,
insane
here.
how quick. His notes had like 24 hours old or something.
He would get the domain. You get the domain, the website, and $20,000 worth of back orders.
Yep.
So there is that much.
So you're guaranteed $20,000.
$20,000 worth of orders is in the.
I was reading the article. I think it was an interview with the guy or somebody was talking about the guy, whatever. He had already lined up a deal with like an Australian glitter manufacturer and had this, but it became too much for him like overnight.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't do this because it's one dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I think the best thing that could happen is if when you open that box, there's a small powered fan, so the box would open and you just get hit with a face full of glitter.
I think it's supposed to be just like an envelope.
Well, I don't know. This morning again on Reddit. I don't know if it's connected to this.
Did you see the spring loaded?
Yeah, the spring loaded tube. I don't know if this was connected to it, but it's like a tube, and you pull the cap off, and it's spring loaded, so it shoots glitter up and all over the place.
It looked awfully staged though, because there was a camera. It was a guy sitting at his desk.
It was these kids did it to their dad.
Okay.
So he was set up to do it.
Yeah.
But if that's
how it was,
if that is the glitter delivery mechanism,
that's awesome.
It's just pop. Boom! Glitter.
Like it was like a can of snakes, but glitter.
Send this to your like your boss in a business where he has to wear a $12,000 suit and he gets covered.
I'm pretty sure we would all lose our jobs at work if that happened to them. It didn't matter if that happened to the president at work. We would all be canned because he would just assume, and I'd probably close to the top of the list of people that would do something like that.
but yes, so this simple little devious ingenious idea, this little seed of something got planted into the fertile earth of the internet and somehow just blossomed overnight, and the guy went, that's it. I'm like the Flappy Birds dude. I'm out.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, but here again, that one simple, stupid little idea blew up.
Much like this podcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was looking for something completely different. Thing on YouTube before.
So, but I thought that's it. That's just it's a great internet story.
Yes.
That over the last 2 weeks and in 2 months we won't even remember it.
No.
You know.
No. That is a flash in the pan.
But what a great flash in the pan.
But right, but if that is something, let's say the guy did run with it, and he spent 2 months just being the hottest number one thing and fulfilling orders, and he makes, let's just say, $100,000 and done. That is just a windfall and a highlight in your life that you did. And then, you know what? He could just say, thank you, everybody, for this, but we have stopped accepting orders, blah, 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 this or that, sell the business at the time. Or even now, even now, if he sells the business for $61,000
I honestly
profit.
I honestly think he's getting out at the right time.
Yes.
Because somehow this is going to come backlashing on him legally.
Now, he wrote up enough stuff on the site to make sure he was cool. Like, am I going to get trouble legally for this? And he's like, well, that's on you, you know. It's like, they take no responsibility for anything, you know. But it's thinking about the logistics of it. I think that's the part that's the problem. It's the logistics. How would you take care of 20,000 orders.
Well, okay, wait.
For something.
So wait. That's $20,000 worth of orders at $10 a pop.
You know, so 2,000 orders.
2,000 orders. How do you, as one person, handle 2,000 orders?
When you never dreamed it was going to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you even if you?
What I would do is I'd go on Shark Tank and I would try to get an investor,
right?
So we could send our manufacturing over to China.
You were, even if you were to, because you most likely have a day job. This is something you just came up with. You're going to spend every evening and waking hour outside of that job fulfilling this. Let's say you can do 50 shipments a night. You can package and set up and write and get ready, and the next day you drop them off at the post office. But that's doing 50 a night. How many days is that? That's math.
Yeah, and
I don't do math. On the fly.
I'm not mathing.
I could.
I can. I'm not mathing.
I don't do math.
It's not that big a deal.
It'd be 40 days.
Yeah, but
It'd be 40 days.
Over a month.
I was choosing not to math, but then I mathed.
Right, but that's
he mathed all
but
over this.
over those 40 days,
Math so much.
you keep getting more orders.
Well,
every day you're falling farther and farther behind.
Yeah, the shit is just keeping piling.
So unless you were to partner up with a fulfillment company whose job is to,
I know a fulfillment company who could handle.
I'm aware of a fulfillment company as well, but if you didn't, if you're just a normal dude, you don't even know those places exist.
Yeah, we should make an offer. I'm gonna go talk to I'm gonna go talk to the boss on Monday and say, I got an idea for this new business. ShipYourEnemiesGlitter.com.
You can't say ship anymore.
Deliver.
Dude, is that... hold on.
I'm going to ship my enemies.
You know what? Is that what gay guys do it? Is it they shipping glitter?
Sparkle!
Ship!
It's glitter.
Wow.
It comes out glittery pink.
Rainbows and glitter.
It's like glitter glue.
Yes, that's exactly what I...
Now,
I look fabulous!
Now, if the internet is listening to this, ever, I would expect to see an animated GIF of like a white wall, and then somebody like with the glitter glue just like hitting it and just
ship.
And what's crazy, you can when you do that, you can actually go in there and edit it so it looks like a ship on the wall.
Just trace it. Ship.
My fucking God.
You know what? This is great that this has been recorded.
Yes.
Because I don't remember the original impetus of that thought.
We were discussing. Well, let me get. We're going to blowing smoke rings, but they were saying, "Would you?" I said, "Well, I'm picturing Gandalf from Lord of the Rings blowing smoke rings, but with his jizz or whatever."
And you know what? That is the first time we have been that blunt about what we were referencing.
Wait! You guys were talking about jizz?
What were you talking about? Ship.
Let's talk about fruit snacks.
Clearly, I misread the conversation.
Well, I really okay, I can't hang out with you guys anymore.
Clearly, I'm not capable of reading signs.
Okay, we are at almost the 2-hour mark.
Wow. Yeah, we hit 1 hour 52 minutes.
Well, maybe we should wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Let's put a nice little bow on this.
You want to put a bow on it? Well, before we put a bow on it, we've discussed it many times, but if you're prepared, whether you're ready or not, the first Fantastic Four trailer is going to play in front of Kingsman.
Well, that's in like a couple weeks.
Oh, shit.
I really wanted to see Kingsman. Not so much anymore.
This is when I will get to the theater late.
Purposely to avoid this.
I want to see Marvel go across the screen and go, I
gotta go get a soda.
20th Century Fox.
Yeah. Marvel? Fox? Oh, fuck me.
Marvel, yay! Fox! Boom.
Put a bow on it.
Bo, are we done?
We're done.
I think we're done.
All right.
So
cool.
we got
all right. Ship.
We would do
This is gonna be like a whole new. Every time they say ship it,
ship.
I think you should ship up. You should end every episode with a ship.
Not on the
all right, we're out. ship.